Hello everyone, and welcome to the first official Smuggle marathon in Mario Kart Wii. This is basically a challenge I came up with in which we play with aggressive items on 150cc, but we're not allowed to collect any items unless we're in last place. Then we aren't allowed to use that item until we get into at least second place. From there we can use the item whenever we feel like it. And if we fall below 6th place, we have to go all the way back to 12th and get another item. Other than that, everything is completely free. So as you can see here, I start off grabbing an item in 4th place, and I only realize that after I get into front running. After that, I turn around and use up all my items so I can go back into 12th and pick up some new ones. This was one of the major things that set me back. However, I did find the star, which was very convenient for the mishap that just happened. So yeah, doing okay right now. I'm not too far behind. Lap 2, I'm kind of catching up to everyone, but Baby Daisy got a Mega Mushroom. So I do the normal trick over, and then I get the POW, and I get hit by someone, and that causes me to lose my golden mushroom that I had, which in turn messes everything up once again. So at this point, I just had to start over again because I was under 6th place, and this time I got a star. So now it's already lap 3, and I'm kind of worrying at this point because I can already see everyone's at the final stretch, almost. And I run over a banana peel too, which makes me feel like, should I really even try at this point? But I persisted. I couldn't use my item, but at least I placed 11th. It's usually better to try than just give up completely. So I end up in 11th place with 1 point, both in that race and overall. And that brings us to the next race in Bowser's Castle. So this time I actually charge up a a startup boost early on purpose, just so I can, lag behind a little bit. And then here I wait for Yoshi to move because he was going too slow. So yeah, at this point I get a golden mushroom. And note that while I'm in 11th with this golden mushroom, I actually got the golden mushroom. I hit the question box in 12th place. So this is valid. Then I get to 2nd place very quickly because this level is a large level, and there's plenty of opportunities to get ahead in this level. There's a lot of different strats you can use that CPUs just don't know, which makes it relatively easy to get ahead in this one, in this level. Here I just used a gold mushroom pretty early, like after I get into 1st, because I was afraid that I was going to get a lightning bolt or a blue shell. Then I hit the wall and I went dead for a few seconds, and I was just thinking, when that happened, I was just thinking like, man, I just totally ruined the lead I got with that golden mushroom. Then I get the POW, which doesn't matter too much because the items aren't really that important in 1st place anyways. So things are going pretty good, and I noticed that Wario's pretty close to me, but still not worrying too much because I'm pretty far ahead. And then I get hit by this blue shell and the lightning bolt, but still I had such a good lead. I'm still doing pretty good. And so even after all of that, I'm still so far ahead of everyone. But they have gotten a pretty significant improvement over their previous position relative to mine. Basically, what I'm trying to say is they got a little bit closer to me. But then once again, I pull ahead, and as you can see, the distance has increased between me and the rest of the computers again. So final lap here, and what I always like to think is everything happens in the last lap. Blue shells, red shells, items back to back, lightning. the first 2 laps mean nothing. When it comes to the last lap, that's when everything happens. The whole race happens in the last lap. That's what I think, and that's the rule I play by. In addition, obviously, to this time the Smuggle rules for the Smuggle marathon. So yeah, in case you didn't look at the rules earlier, I showed it at the beginning. I'm gonna play 8 races, and this is race 3. There, I dropped the fake question block, even though I knew it wasn't really gonna stop the red shell. But then Baby Daisy, as you saw right there, I got lucky and she bumped against the wall, and that lost all of her momentum. And so I'm able to pull ahead, and I'm in the final stretch when I go into the mud, but I'm still so far ahead. I go across the finish line, and a second later, I get hit by the blue shell. So I was kind of just delaying for, you know, the fun of it. I was just delaying because I was so far ahead. I was just like, you know, I was just screwing around at the finish line because I was so cocky. And then all of a sudden, this blue shell comes, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to cross that finish line. And yeah, I was laughing about that when the race was transitioning. Anyways, here's Mushroom Gorge. I start off in 12th once again, well, I don't start at 12th. I fall back to 12th. I get a bullet bill, which is, I would say the bullet bill is probably the most useful item when doing smuggling, because if you get a golden mushroom, that's okay, but it doesn't take you as far as a bullet bill does. Lightning is another item you'll get in 12th place. Lightning doesn't really do much either. It doesn't help you, it just stalls others, and that's not really too helpful. It might seem like it would put you very far ahead, but not as much as the bullet bill. I mean, look at this. That's a huge lead that I never could have gotten if I smuggled a lightning with me, or a gold mushroom. And then obviously there's a star as well. That's another helpful one. But I'd still say that the bullet bill is the most useful. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good, and I get hit by a blue shell, but not too much of a problem. All the other computers are pretty far behind, and yeah, I'm doing pretty good. And then I get lightning and Bluebird at the same time, just into the abyss. And that was, I was kind of laughing about that in my head, just because the circumstances were so crazy. Then Baby Daisy gets blue shelled, and I knock her out of the way on purpose just to be an ass. So that's, I just thought that was kind of funny. So she's pretty close, and it's kind of like with Wario in I don't remember what race it was, but I think might have been the last race that Wario was like the only one close to me. That's what was happening with Baby Daisy there. But after that, the other CPUs caught up, and like an idiot, I walked right into her banana peel. So at this point, I'm like, all right, everything happens in the last lap, so gotta be on guard for everything. A lot of stuff could happen, and nothing really did. So I tried to snipe Baby Daisy, and I actually got her, as you can see, but she already passed the finish line, so I was just like, screw it, and I just hit my own banana peel and slid over the finish line. So at this point, I'm in 3rd place overall, and you know, I would consider the game to be going pretty well. 3rd place and up would be considered a win in the marathon, in the challenge, I guess you could say. So once again here, I forget about me having to be in 12th place. I was just kind of getting too wrapped up into racing, so I had to go back, and once again, just like in the first race in Ghost Valley, that kind of threw me off. But it was actually fairly easy to get back to where I should be. And now I'm in the crowd with everyone else, and that kind of complicates things because this is where people get items like the star, the bullet bill, just in the big pack, and the mega mushroom, as you can see. And then Wario just comes and runs me over with the star, and I'm back to square one. I have to start over again with items, but once again I forget about that, and I hold on to the item. And when I finally realized, I was already in 5th place, so it set me back again. Yeah, this was not a good race for me. Got a lot of... I messed up the smuggling rules a lot. So, yeah, not too professional, I know, but I'm still playing by the rules. So, yeah. At this point, I'm just going super slow. I'm at a really slow pace, and I'm just worried, like, how far ahead are they? Because I'm just doing so bad. And then I realized that they're just in the Poke Room. So I was kind of thinking maybe I still have a shot at this, but then I went into the sand, and that slowed me down a ton because the Flame Rider, the cart I'm using right now, or the bike, technically, the bike I'm using right now has really slow acceleration, and I drove right over the sand, so that scared me. And I had a lot of mishaps towards the end, as you just saw. I bumped into the wall near the finish line, and had to mini turbo back into the race, and then I tricked off the pole in the wrong way, which caused me to bump into the wall. Then I did a crazy trick off the pole right there, as you just saw, and I went like almost completely vertical, and I landed in the sand. But I'm still somehow I'm still somehow managing to catch up, and I feel like I've still got a shot at this. Even though I bumped into the wall, I'm in 11th, so I'm like, I know I'm not gonna get a winning position, but I'm thinking, I might just have a shot at getting 7th, 8th. So I'm going, and sure enough, I get 8th, just almost 7th. We were neck and neck, me and Yoshi. But anyways, that's a loss, and yeah, I was saying, oh well. But yeah, so now I'm 4th overall, and we're on to race 5 out of 8 with Bowser's Castle 3 for the GBA. So once again, I do a startup boost early to burn out, so that I can come from behind and grab that item. And at this point, I try and draft Dry Bones, which helps me because I succeed. And so yeah, from here it's pretty straightforward. I'm already in 4th place, but I decided to get a little crazy, and I do low tricks on every single ramp, and I'm just going crazy with the low tricks, and it really hurts. It wasn't a very smart idea, but I thought it was fun, and it spiced up the run. Yeah, and you can hear me laughing in the background because it's just hilarious. I had something going. I was in 4th place, but I decided to go a little crazy, and I found that I thought that was definitely worth it. So yeah, now I've got a bullet bill, and just casually, taking it with me. And I'm starting to catch up to some of the other computers in the back. Now, this course is pretty straightforward. So yeah, there's really not much detail or strategy to it. And at that point, I was just trying to avoid Toad, so I ran into the fake item block. But anyways, there's not that much strategy or planning or maneuvering required. It's a pretty straight course. So yeah, and I was considering doing some more low tricks, but I thought, nah, I've actually got something really good going here, a bullet bill, and going up in positions. So I just decided to save it. And so now I'm in 3rd place, and I'm feeling pretty good about this. And past Mario, I'm in 2nd place. I'm now legible to use the bullet bill. And I decided to use it early because I feel like, you know, someone's going to get a lightning or something like that. And now that I'm looking back on it, I feel like I should have held on to the bullet until I passed first. But I was really worried. I spent all that time bringing that bullet to 1st place. So yeah, I just used it as soon as I got past 2nd. And while it didn't set me that far ahead, I used some strats on the trick ramps over there, and that gave me a very large lead. As you can see, I pulled really far ahead in a really short amount of time, just using some wheelie strats and good drifting, like so. And yeah, so that's basically how I pulled ahead. And after that, there was basically nothing to worry about. I literally just chilled at the finish line. And once again, for the 2nd time in the marathon, I got blue shelled as soon as I passed the finish line. But anyways, yeah, that was a really, really good race. Like, I got some really fun tricks in there, some hilarious fails with the low tricks, and I still came out so far ahead. So it was great. Once again, I get a burnout at the beginning, spaz out the camera a little bit because why not? It's fun to do that. So yeah, I'm in 12th place now. Got my item. I got a golden mushroom. So at this point, I'm already in the crowd. I didn't fall too far behind, and it's very easy for me to get back into the thick of things. So I do a low trick here and there on one of these ramps. Well, I try, and I'm actually doing pretty good. I tripped up on that banana peel, but other than that, things are going pretty good. And I'm thinking, well, if I get hit with a lightning here, it would not be, or not a lightning. If I get hit with one of those electrocuting things, it would not be good. And look at what happens. I go and I get hit by it, and at this point, it's too late for me to get back into the race. I wasn't below 6th place, so I didn't have, by my rules, I didn't have to go back into 12th and get another item. But honestly, at this point, I was feeling it was the better strategy because I'd probably get a better item. Unfortunately, it didn't quite play out as I thought it would because I wasn't very efficient with getting the new item, and there I almost drifted off the edge. So yeah, I fell pretty far behind in getting the new item. So in the end, my strategy of going back for the item instead of just getting one where I was, that might have been less, useful. Wasn't really the best method of getting back into the race. But whatever. It's fine as long as I can get back. But I'm thinking, well, I already see people crossing the finish line, so I definitely won't be able to come back. But maybe, and then I almost fall into the waterfall. I use my star because I'm so scared, and then I just go straight into the waterfall. Just straight in. Just use the star, boost into the waterfall, and then go straight down. So then I go over the trick ramp to try and get an item, and I go over twice, and I fail both times to get an item. At this point, I'm just doing terribly. Just absolutely horrific. Missed the item twice, and that set me back a ton. Used my item, went into the waterfall, all that. And I have a lightning now, which is one of the worst items you can get for smuggling when you're in the back. I mean, like, obviously you can get, a banana peel for smuggling, and obviously that's not, that's obviously worse. But, what I mean is, in the items that you will get in the back, the lightning is probably the worst. And you know, I was kind of just like, okay, whatever. At this point, you know, it's oh well. I'm still in 4th place, so it's not too big of a loss. But now I'm gonna have to really step up my game if I want to get back into a winning position. So at this point, we're on race, I believe 7 out of 8. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go really fast. And at this point, I'm really considering doing the ultra shortcut, the Grumble Volcano ultra shortcut. But I decide, you know, this isn't an ultra shortcut video. This is a Smuggle marathon. So I just play as I've been playing. Now I've got a golden mushroom, and that's very useful because at a certain point in this level, do you see that mountain on the right? I think I stopped there for a second. Do I? No, I don't. It'll come up later. But if you have a mushroom, or a double mushroom, a triple mushroom, or a golden mushroom, you can do a huge skip that basically cuts off the entire lower section of the level on the map. So if you look at the map, the entire lower section below the finish line can be skipped. The entire thing. Well, it can be very near skipped. There's still a little bit of it you have to do, but you can skip the majority of the lower section. Here, I kind of go into the dirt a little bit, and I kind of skid in and out of the mud or dirt, or whatever you want to call it, which slows me down a little, but I'm holding onto this golden mushroom, and I'm so excited because I'm in first, and then boom! And as you can see here, I point out the mountain. If you use a boost there, you can actually land on the side of the mountain. If you rewind and pause the video at the mountain, you can see there's a little ledge on the side. If you use a mushroom, or, you know, if you use mushrooms, you can boost yourself onto the mountain. And then if you use another mushroom, you can bounce off of the ledge on the mountain and skip the entire lower portion of the map. But I missed my opportunity, and at this point I'm just thinking, well, I'll just make the most of what I can. It's alright. I was really disappointed, but you know, it was alright. I wasn't doing too bad. And then I realized, well, I thought I realized that, wait a second, I shouldn't be using items because I'm in first place. But I forgot my own rules again, and this time it ended up hurting me because I was, you know, as I said, the rules are if I fall below 6th place, then I have to go back and get a new item from 12. But at that point, I wasn't below 6th place when I was using all my items. So I ended up screwing myself over for nothing. And then once again here, I kind of just turn and show the missed opportunity, the wasted possibility of what I could have skipped. But anyways, I come out really low position because, well, obviously I played terribly, and then, you know, I lost some good opportunities. So I'm in 4th, and this is the last race. So I'm like, is it even possible to pull into 3rd this race? And so yeah, that's basically what I'm thinking. So I try and get the burnout, but I forget the burnout, so I have to, I forget about my rules once again. I get the item, but, you know, I just go with it. I'm not sure why. So this one I got from 10th place. So yeah, technically this was a violation of the rules. So if there's a violation of the rules, what generally happens is, at least in this marathon, what generally happens is you, I will take my position at the end of the race and the points that I earned from it, and I will subtract that many points. So that's what happens if I violate the rules. So here I get hit by a blue shell, which I deserve, and a red shell, so yeah, I got my payback for violating the rules. But don't worry, I'm still gonna take off the points. So yeah, I've got a red shell. I didn't fall below 6th. This time I remembered that rule. But afterwards, I hit the rock, and then I do fall below 6th place. So once that happens, I have to go back and get another item, which is really, really bad for the race. And I'm super far behind now. But I get a bullet bill. So I'm hoping that I can pull ahead, especially since it's only lap 2. So I'm hoping I can pull ahead in the short amount of time I have. Do some cool ramp stuff just for fun. So yeah, I'm kind of just cruising through right now, and not really thinking too much. So I stop here, go for the shortcut once again, grab all the item boxes like a jerk, and now I'm actually getting closer to some of the computer players, and I can actually see some of the other players now. So I'm like, maybe this is a good sign. I mean, we still have an entire lap to get ahead, and so I spaz out the camera while I go in the cannon, and now I'm actually getting close to some of these other computers, and so at this point I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm like, and then the blue shell comes, so I'm like, wow, I might actually have a good shot at this. So I'm in 4th, 3rd. I'm almost legible to use the bullet, and then as soon as I get into 1st, I seize the opportunity, and now I'm basically unstoppable. But oh, lightning, that's not good. And I'm like, no, there's still nothing that can stop me now. I'm so far ahead. I'm unstoppable. You can't. And then blooper and blue shell both, like, one after another. But I was right. I was unstoppable. And I got 1st place. 1st place awards you 15 points, so we will subtract that 15 points from my score at the end. So I end up with 62 points, and if we subtract the 15, that would give us a grand total of 47 points, placing us in 6th place. So I hope you all enjoyed this marathon. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like and subscribe for more stuff, which is what this channel is all about if you watch the channel trailer. Anyways, once again, thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like, and I will see you all later. Goodbye.